Hey folks, Rick Berube here for another Facebook Live on this awesome Thursday. And it's even more awesome today because we have two wonderful guests today from our Kierland office in Scottsdale, Arizona. We have Miss Holly Hoepfner, and we also have Kim Nathanson. Welcome, folks. And the studio audience goes crazy, all right? So, folks, so because, I know you and a lot of people in Arizona know you too, but not Nevada and not California. Just to give you guys a quick little rundown, Holly closed about 7 million, a little over 7 million, and Kim did a little over 5. And you both are pretty much right at where you were last year. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But why don't we start with you, Holly? Tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, all that stuff, please.
I got my license in 2005 in February, and so I've been doing it ever since, full time. And would you like?
No, that's good. That's good. How about you, Kim? How long you been doing this and all that good stuff?
I just had my 7th year anniversary in August. I got my license in August of 2013, so I've been doing it since then. Love it. Absolutely love it.
It is. It is a fun job, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and I've seen your golf bag. It definitely is a marketing piece, you might say.
Yes.
Very nice.
All right. So you guys do some stuff together, and you do some stuff. You're not a team. You're individuals, but you do some stuff together. So tell me a little about that, how you work that farm and so forth.
We have a farm in Cave Creek, Arizona that we market. I used to live in the neighborhood, and then Kim moved into the neighborhood a couple years later. So we kind of decided to co-farm just because we both live there. And then since then I've moved out, but we still continue to farm. And it works out. It's a great partnership because she's right there in the neighborhood. So it's a good plus to go on listing appointments and say like, hey, I live 5 doors down, so I can be there, at the drop of a hat. And so, so it's been a really good partnership, and we work really well together. And
yeah, there's about 300 homes in the community, ranging from anywhere, the square feet range anywhere from 2,200 square feet to a little over 4,500 square feet. So there's a good mix of homes, from around 650 on up to millions. Last one sold for 2 million in there.
Wow.
It's a good range of homes.
That is a good range.
Yeah.
And 300 is a good number because you guys just don't do farming. But before we move on from farming, I want you to give them some of your fun, interesting ideas that you go through there, like Valentine's Day and different things. Give them a little idea of how you farm that neighborhood.
We did a Valentine's Day mailer, love it or list it type thing for Valentine's Day. We were going to do puppy love in the park, but then kind of COVID hit this year, so we didn't really get to do that one.
We do flags every year for Memorial Day, so we put out 300 flags
in their front yard.
In their front yard by the driveway, and everybody loves that.
They love the flags, yeah.
Yeah, they love the flags, and some of them, if you drive through the neighborhood, they're still up.
They keep them year round.
Yeah, we just did a Kona Ice shaved ice truck, which was a big hit because a lot of kids are, homeschooling right now. So it was a nice break in the afternoon to get out and get a nice treat.
Mm-hmm.
We do our annual shred-a-thon that's coming up in October.
Yeah, we've been doing that for like 4 years, 5 years.
I think this is our 5th year.
Yeah,
this is our 5th year that we're doing that.
How many people show up for that?
We got like 35 people, 40 people, and we get everybody's email addresses. Some people will give us their phone numbers, and we put them in, our database, and so it's
like 15. That's almost like 15% of the neighborhood. That's really good.
Yeah, and then
I was going to make a joke.
We are struggling this year because of COVID, so a lot of our events we had to put on hold, social events, because
and the HOA is giving us a little pushback as well.
Because they canceled all of their events, so they don't want anybody else doing events. So
that's true.
We're being creative, and we're working around it, and we're still doing everything that we can.
We still door knock. Now mostly we just fill bags with our flyer and a little something that we give them, and we just hang it on their doors, and we let them know that we prepare them with gloves, and when we deliver with masks. So we've adjusted to the situation.
Right. Yeah, you have to. And if you guys are fortunate, you're in Arizona where you guys have been affected, of course, but affected the least as far as what you can do. You can still have open houses and things like that too. Are you guys doing open houses too?
Yes, actually, we have an open house this weekend.
Yeah, on Sunday, we're doing one in our.
As luck may have it.
Yes, we have a listing in our farm, so we are going to be doing that on Sunday.
5433 East Palo Brea Lane.
And she's always selling, which I love, of course. All right. Now, have you had an open house? I mean, I'm sure you've had a couple since it started. Is the activity the same, better, worse?
It all depends. It depends on the house that you're holding open.
Mm-hmm.
It is in a gated community, and sometimes open houses in gated communities are a little challenging for people. But it just depends on the house that you're holding open and the price range.
When we had open houses, when we were allowed to have them, a couple for the last month or so, we have had less people than previously. So we have maybe 4 or 5 at the most. It hasn't been crazy. But before we had more of a turnout pre-COVID.
Yeah. It's probably like, you're probably getting the more serious people instead of just
we would like more serious rather than the looky-loos anyways. So
right, exactly. Yep. So that's good. Okay, good. So, and because I coach agents in California and Nevada, and they're like, are those agents in Arizona having open houses every week? I'm like, not really. But then again, just like everywhere else, you guys are shy. I mean, shy of inventory. Have you ever? Not you two, of course. Have you ever? Have you ever? Okay, so have you ever seen the inventory this low since you've been in the business?
No, I think this is like record history low.
It really is.
And when houses come on the market, they go immediately. We put a house on the market in our farm. We did, the photo shoot, the video shoot. Before we even got our photos and video back, we did a coming soon campaign, and we had multiple offers.
Cash buyers.
Before we even were able to upload, pictures and videos of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I know, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. Can you imagine? Because I know Scottsdale is Scottsdale, Arizona, Scottsdale, Phoenix is if it hasn't been introduced yet, I think it's going to be shortly. That's the 4th largest city in the country, right? And you have all kinds of people moving from all over the place, California, Washington, all over the place. Right. Chicago, where you're from, Kim. Yeah. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. And remember, some people are so afraid of what's happening right now. So wait till things loosen up and the interest rates are free. People ask me, what are the interest rates? Free. Historically, I've been doing this for 35 years. Right now, they're free.
Yeah.
Right? So you get all that wonderful stuff going on. But I also know that you guys do other forms of prospecting, like you believe in the X amount of contacts per day equal X amount of... Tell me a little about that, what you do other than just your farm.
I coach with you, and you hold me accountable.
Oh, that's right, you do. We just talked this morning, as a matter of fact.
We just talked.
So does Kim, by the way. Kim does too, yeah.
I know, I have to email you still. I was busy, obviously. But so I typically do commitments every 2 weeks with you and do the coaching. My personal commitment is 3 days a week, 15 contacts a day. I'm trying to get better at my social media posts, get every other day for social media posts, a couple business posts, along with a couple personal posts. Commitment to open houses, 1 or 2 every couple of weeks. And, I stay in touch with my main source is staying in touch with my past clients and my sphere, sending out birthday cards, anniversary cards, contacting them, calling them, trying to meet them for coffee or engaging with them on social media. And, that's kind of where I'm committing to focus on, as well as do a ton of work. We do a lot of work on our farm, at least 2 or 3 things, not events, but either a mailer or a walk the neighborhood or an event, so those 3 things per month in the farm.
Cool. And just so they hear, when you go through, and I forgot to ask you when we were talking about it, when you walk through your farm today, even with what's going on, what kind of response do you get from the people that are home?
Well, obviously a lot of people know us because we've been doing this for a long time, and I live in the community, and I'm also on the social committee for the community. They always, and we post on the private Facebook page, and they always are very appreciative of everything that we give out. Nobody has ever said anything negative about the things that we hand out or what we do or anything like that.
Or freaking out because since it's COVID right now, you probably have your masks on, right? And
Right. We did seeds.
Oh yeah, we handed out
seeds
in March or April,
and we posted on the Facebook page,
that we were wearing
gloves,
yeah, we had a
masks.
picture that we had gloves on while we were delivering them.
Yeah.
So people were they actually typed like, "Oh, good, thank you for wearing gloves," or you know, or they were like appreciative that we let them know, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
good. All right, awesome, Holly. Thank you. And how about you, Kim? What's your what are your contact goals and all that stuff per day?
Well, most of my business is from my past clients and referrals. I the majority of my business. So my goals are definitely to reach out to people that I don't know and get business from people I don't know. So I do just listed, just sold calls or door knocking. If I sell a home, well, prior to COVID, I was door knocking. I was dropping off information. I sold a house, and I think I knocked on 90 doors in 3 hours and talked to several people. So that's one of the ways I get in front of people. I definitely keep in touch with my sphere of influence, and I send out postcards and mailers. We do also a mailer, a quarterly, it used to be a quarterly, but I think it's newsletter. Every 2 months newsletter in our farm. So I'm trying to do, up my game on that and use our new BAC and learning how to use that and using those marketing tools, which are some amazing tools that they have on there. I do send out to my clients that are interested in moving, a market update, what's going on in their neighborhood updates, things like that. So I try to do 5, 5, and 5. I try to do, 5 phone calls a day at least, or 5 texts, 5 emails, and 5 handwritten notes. So those are my daily goals that I try to do. I don't always get to do that because sometimes craziness happens. And we have to put out fires sometimes, on certain days. But those are the things I do. And it's definitely, you're prospecting, the way you prospect, or you have to connect your prospecting to your results. So you're not, the more people you talk to and the more people you get in contact with, the more, listing appointments you're going to get, and listings and things like that. So my goal every 2 weeks usually is to go on 2 listing appointments and to get 2 listings, to get 2 buyers under contract, usually to do at least 1 open house, to do my 5, 5, and 5 daily, and then to learn something interesting, whether it's reading a new book, whether it's attending a webinar or a superstar retreat or something like that. And definitely I take advantage of the coaching with you and other coaching that I have. So
yes. Awesome. Well, I think it's great. Yeah, you've been involved in a couple of the coaching programs as well as mine, which I think is great. You can't be overcoached, is my opinion. Right. It's like reading too many books.
Give it all to me. I'm just giving, I want to learn everything,
Right. Well, and that's what's great about working with the two of you, because I've been working with you both Holly's in a group of one of my original groups of 4. And other than just recently, it's been the same group. We just replaced one person with a new person, but that's been going on for like 5 years, and you've been in my coaching almost as long as well. And the great thing about you guys is, even though you have lives, you've had personal challenges, you guys show up positive and blah, 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 and do it every day. And every year your business grows and gets a little bigger, right?
Right. I'm having my best year ever so far. And, a big thing for me is, I don't know why, and I'm not complaining, not at all, but I seem to be like the new build queen. Yeah. I have sold so many new builds, and I already have 3 new builds in the pipeline for next year that will be ready next year. So and I get a lot of people from out of state moving here, and they seem to want to go into the new builds because they're having a hard time finding resale inventory. So the next step is for them to purchase a new build. Right. So working on your, it's not just what you're doing now. You have to think about the future and building your pipeline for the next year as well.
Right. Yeah. And it's great you both understand that. And I think, Holly, this is going to be your best year ever too, isn't it? By the end of the year?
I'm on track for my best year ever. So.
Yeah. So that's a yes. Look, she's so cautious. I don't want to jinx myself.
I don't want to jinx myself.
No, I got you. No, that's great. But all you got to do, like, don't you feel now? And Kim, you and I just had this conversation, and Holly, you and I've had it before. Don't you feel now like you get up, you know what to do, and you know if you do it, you're going to keep increasing your business, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good feeling to have.
Yeah.
It really is.
Our biggest thing is trying to follow a schedule. We get up every morning, and we both are into exercise. We have Pelotons, so we love our Pelotons. Pitch to Peloton. Since a lot of people can't go to the gym or you have to wear a mask in the gym, having a Peloton, it makes it working out so much easier at home in today's world.
Yeah.
But we make sure we, work out every morning. We get our workout in.
Just follow a schedule or a routine is key.
Yes.
You both work out. I didn't know, Holly, you got a Peloton too now? That's great.
I did. Yeah, like in COVID, we got a Peloton. So.
But you still got to go to the gym once in a while because remember, you were keeping track. One year you did like 3 or 4 deals from your gym alone.
Yeah, I'm not going to cancel my membership. I just using it as a supplement.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's good to have one of those at home.
My gym is definitely one of my networking.
I was going to say.
I get a lot of deals from my gym. So.
Yeah.
And that was hard. I'm obviously an outgoing person, and I like to be in front of people and talk to people. And I'm finding that's what's a biggest challenge that we have this year is it's very difficult to get out in front of people and meet people because of what's happening with COVID. And that's one of the challenges that I'm having this year.
Yeah, I know. And you can still, well, at least, Holly has her gym, you have your golf. So those are great networking places. And I know both of you do business. Basically, I like to call it in the hunt mentality. Everywhere you are, you have your bat, people know you're in real estate and you can talk to them about it. You're always prospecting.
Right.
Right? All right, cool. All right, so now my favorite part is why don't you guys do 2 each instead of doing 3 each because that'll be 4 total. Give them a couple ideas and we'll start with you, Holly. If you were brand new or trying to take it to the next level, what would be a couple pieces of advice that you would give them?
My top 2, I guess, would definitely be the schedule. Just make sure you treat it as like a 9 to 5, whatever day, pick 5 days a week or, definitely take a day off. And it doesn't have to be Monday through Friday because sometimes your weekends are busy for open houses. So take a day off during the week or whatever. But definitely treat it as a 9 to 5 job, get up, get your exercise in and then go to the office or go somewhere where you're not, I know it's hard right now not to be distracted. Like right now, half of my home office is like on my kitchen island and you have the dog and you have, so it's a little challenging right now. I have an office here, but as well, but definitely schedule. And then the second thing is your database. Like first and foremost, you must just put all your contacts, your friends, your family, your hairdresser, your dentist, whoever into your database. And that's like the first thing. Start, marketing to them and keeping in contact with them or sending them that like a monthly newsletter online. They're free, for our company, they're free. And that would be probably my top 2.
Okay, so treat it like a real job by a detailed time block schedule, right? Okay, and then what was the second one?
Your database.
I'm giving you a hard time. Yeah, no, and we have a tremendous CRM for that called the VAC 2.0. Okay, and that is, think about what, and I know you guys are just starting to implement it, but that is pretty crazy how awesome. All you have to do is fill it with all the people, set up the parameters, and it's really awesome because not only is it sending them quality marketing stuff, right? It's also notifying you when they open things, which I think I call it stalker good.
Yeah, and when you get the people in your database, you can set it up, or if any database, it doesn't matter which database you use. Ours is amazing, but you can set it up to where you say which 5 people am I going to call, and it just pops up. Who do you don't even have to think about it. And then it sets a reminder every like quarter or every 6 months or however long you want to space them out to contact. It'll keep it in the calendar and it'll pop up that day and just say, oh, these are the people I'm contacting today. So you don't have to spend 30 minutes figuring that out.
And it's great for birthdays and house anniversaries and anniversaries. They pop up, so and it pops up ahead of time, so oh, I got to get my cards out this week, or my phone calls or whatever however you reach out to them for those.
So those are my top two.
Top two. All right, good. That was my deuces. No? All right. All right, Kim, how about you, please?
Okay, well, I have a lot, but you're only giving me two, so
Right. Well, you can give three. You can give three if you want to. That's perfectly fine. I just didn't want you guys, to have to overthink anything.
But the biggest thing is you have to prospect, and
Yes.
the business is not going to fall in your lap. If you become a new agent and you think this is an easy job and the people are going to come running to you, all your friends and family members, and they're going to buy a house from you, and they're going to recommend you to everybody else, and then you're just going to be bombarded with clients right off the bat. It doesn't happen that way. And, you definitely have to put them in your database and massage them. And, because you have a lot of people that know you, but they also know a zillion other real estate agents.
Right.
So you have to definitely prospect, follow your schedule on a daily basis. And work up your database and get out there and talk to people. The more people you talk to, the more business you're going to get. So that's what I would say. Business isn't going to fall in your lap. And the next one I would say is communicate. Whether it's with other agents, partners, people you work with, people in your office, your coaches. You have to communicate, especially in today's market. Where listing agents are getting multiple offers. If you don't pick up the phone and call that agent and talk to them and just starting a conversation, you'll get an idea of what the seller is looking for, what's going on with the house. You give them an opportunity then to hear about your client, your buyer. And I had a situation where my buyer was up against multiple offers, cash offers, over asking price, and we came in with a clean offer, but at asking, a conventional loan. Actually, ours was cash too, but it was at asking. It wasn't over asking or anything like that. But because I picked up the phone and I called the listing agent and I found out it was his mom's condo that he was selling, she loved the house and they had to put her in assisted living. My client was an older lady who loved the house and couldn't find anything because she kept getting beaten out on all these offers. He chose our offer over all those other offers. And if I never picked up the phone and called him, my client wouldn't have, got that, purchased that condo. So that's important. And it's not always about winning and beating out,
creating the rapport.
Yeah, you have to create the rapport. And it has to be a win-win situation for both sides. It's not just seller's going to win, the buyer's going to win, So communication is a big thing in my book. That's what I feel. So.
Communication is, I think, because you guys already have the best name brand on the planet for real estate, Berkshire Hathaway, right? You got to carry yourself professionally, what you do, and you have to practice communicating, like we talk about in our coaching calls. And by the way, all that is on my YouTube channel, shameless plug for those listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I have a lot of videos on there about that because that's so important. Like this morning, someone said to me, we were talking about getting in shape, and I said, well, if you're going to run marathons, how do you become ready to run a marathon? And she said, well, you run a lot. Right. In real estate, if you want to do more deals, you talk to a lot of people. It's not that complicated.
Right. And my third would be, because you gave me three.
Third, please. Yes, you can have three. Holly, you can have another one if you want.
Be, know your scripts, know what to say in a listing presentation. Don't go in and wing it. Don't go in and, think you're going to, and pre-qualify them before you get out. Whether it's pre-qualifying sellers or pre-qualifying buyers, pre-qualify the people. Because I will say when I first started, you get a phone call and you just run out the door before you pre-qualify anybody and you find out, they don't have the money to buy a house. They're not qualified. They're not as motivated to sell their house. And you get there and you wasted your time, and time is money, and you wasted your time without, pre-qualifying and finding out what's going on. So pre-qualifying, know your scripts, know your, what you're going to say in your listing presentation.
Those are all incredibly good points. Absolutely. And let's face it, it makes you unprofessional. Could you imagine you call the doctor, I've had a headache for 2 days. Great. Be here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We're doing brain surgery. I mean, what you're thinking about selling? I'm on my way. No, you have to go. They're expecting you to ask them these questions anyway, right?
Right. And ask questions. You have to ask questions. Did we ever go in any situations where we were surprised by something that
No,
we had.
we always knew what
Yeah.
their motivation was, if they were moving out of state or what their deal was. We always knew what they expected and
Yeah.
and what, that type of thing. So we always came in, we weren't blindsided typically when meeting with people. So you try and phone interview them first and then.
Okay. Yeah, of course. You go through the qualification, use the script as Kim just said. The scripts are great, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, it's amazing too. All right, and so Holly, I don't want you to feel slighted. Did you want to add a third to your
That's
list?
okay.
All right, cool. All right, any final thoughts you have for these wonderful people out there?
Have fun.
That is a good point. You know what? Now let's be honest, you two. Is the business a little bit more fun when you're cranking at the pace you are now versus a few years ago?
Yeah.
It's super fun.
You got to have
It
a
is.
sense of humor.
You do.
Some of these buyers and sellers will try and run you
Suck
rags.
the life out of you.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I have a situation right now, just really quick before we get off.
Yes, sir.
My clients live in Germany. So this is probably one of the most interesting situations I've had trying to sell a house with the clients, in Germany. I've had it where the clients lived in another state, but in Germany, it's very interesting because I have to, okay, what time is it there?
It's a
Yes,
9
9-hour difference.
9 hour
Yeah.
difference. Can I call them? Can we Skype? Can we, what can we do so, and then when it's interesting. There's never a dull moment in this business.
Yeah, every deal is totally different.
Yeah.
You always are learning too, is what I like about it. You always learn from every deal, like something.
Yeah. I used to, when I was at Mike Ferry, I had a coaching client in Australia, mate, and I would call him at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. It would be 7 a.m. Wednesday for him. So it's always fun. All right, ladies, well, I really appreciate you taking your time out. You guys are professionals. Keep it rocking. We're going to sprint through the finish line. And remember, get those business plans done too. Woo!
Yes.
All right, folks.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. That's the little horn.